So let's talk about the key steps when applying a meta-analysis. That's a very hands-on description we see here, but I think it's very good to understand the very incremental and key steps when conducting such an endeavor. First, or at least start with another starting point. You have a research question, right? And you want to answer this research question, which, for example, have been answered before. But as I already explained in this chapter, prior research found very disparate results. So you want to solve the situation and you have a particular research question in mind. And now, well, you want to answer this research question with a meta-analysis. So reanalyzing what has already been analyzed, and you want to collect data from primary studies. So first of all, you have to identify your primary studies and establish a research model. So to identify primary studies, there are, of course, a lot of options, but I'd say there are two core options. First, you should conduct a structured literature review to gain as much studies as possible and to decide on the basis of inclusion or exclusion criteria which studies might be part of your primary study dataset. And the second possibility is to reach out to authors from the field, write them emails and ask them whether they have unpublished work, so to avoid more or less, or to address at least the publication bias. Second, you have to decide which effect sizes to collect in these primary studies. For example, correlation coefficients between variables of primary studies, and you have to collect and extract these effect sizes from the primary studies. So you have to write them down on a piece of paper or start building your own data matrix or data frame, and you can, for example, capture these figures in an Excel file. Third, you have to statistically synthesize these collected effect sizes into a pooled database. So such pooled databases are called pooled correlation matrix in case of correlation coefficients as effect sizes. And you may correct each effect size for specifics, so for study characteristics, for example. Fourth, and the last step, you conduct a statistical analysis based on your new data set, so based on the pooled correlation matrix, for example. And then you interpret your results on an overall conclusion. So you draw an overall conclusion which goes beyond the context-based conclusion of your individual primary studies you included in your data sets. So please use these guidelines to conduct your meta-analysis. But watch out, because you have to explain every decision you make explicitly and in detail in your paper.